The highlights one. Okay. Okay, as you can see from your clip punya screen. Okay, so I have some documents and some materials for you to look at in order for you to get the idea of the budgetary approaches, okay, and also the budgetary process, okay, as what we have basically touched on last week, okay, and as you can see from your clip, let me share the screen for you. Screen. Okay, so basically I have quite a number of materials, okay, for you to look at. Okay, okay, first of all, okay, we have covered the administrative systems. Okay, so based on your the forum that you have responded to last week, okay, I can see various of answers. Okay, so let's look at the answers. Allah Akbar. Sorry, this one. Okay. Okay, so first of all, okay, in terms of the national budget, okay, table on Friday around 4 p.m. Okay, why does the government, okay, chose such a timing? So let's look at one of the answers from Nadira. Okay, free during that time? No. Okay. Focusing on is too far from the gap. Okay, from rest. Okay. Let's hear from brother here. Yeah. Naim. Sabita. Swari. Aniswari. Devika. Work and business, some states. Okay. So I did give you the kind of tips, okay, as I shared the apa tu Facebook post of Facebook status of Datuk Kadir Kadir Jasin, one of the apa tu the leading journalists in Malaysian history, okay, and you remember that one? Okay, Kadir Jasin, yes. Bursa Malaysia dibuka jatuh 20 mata dengan pelabur cuba menganalisis dan memahami belanjawan 2020. Okay, so basically the timing was chosen in consideration with the stock market, okay, particularly the Bursa Malaysia. Okay, so Bursa Malaysia closed, okay, around 5. Okay, so that's why I want you to relate to the with the government fiscal and tax policy. Okay, so because the Bursa Malaysia, okay, the performance of Bursa Malaysia, the stock market, the stock price will be highly dependent on the economy, okay, and the future economic and future undertakings of the government. Okay, so that's why we want to basically absorb any impact, negative impact of the budget, okay, particularly on the fiscal and tax policy being tabled in the budget. Okay, so to cut the story short, it's the timing. Okay, so when they table the budget around 5, okay, still more to come in the budget speech. Okay, so the budget, the Bursa Malaysia, okay, already a stock is close counter, and then it will give 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, for the market to adjust itself. Okay, so if you can relate to the Dato' A Kadir Jassin punya Facebook tu kan, so ada 20 mata drop. Okay, so ada negative response from the market. Okay, sempat juga, okay, ada 20 mata jatuh, 20 mata. You just imagine kalau ada apa-apa yang, sebab Bursa Malaysia, it's sangat sensitif dengan volatility. Okay, sangat sensitif dengan spekulatif punya info. Okay, so bila apa yang berlaku last 2 weeks lah. Okay, bila dibentang bajet, tu nampak satu adalah budget deficit. Okay, unfortunately for I think for many years in a row lah. Okay, budget deficit. Okay, and then apa tadi saya nampak, budget deficit. Okay, Faidi, 20 mata tu jatuh due to perception investor regarding cukai makmur. Something like that. Okay, so sebab cukai makmur, okay, what do you understand by cukai makmur? Apa English dia? Saya tak ingat. Yes, the answer is yes. Okay, the answer is yes. So that's why I want you to relate, relate your answer to the tax policy of the government, which being tabled in the budget speech lah. Okay, so cukai makmur, siapa aware of cukai makmur? What is the meaning of cukai makmur? Cukai makmur. Apa tu cukai makmur? Anyone?
kalau yang saya faham daripada waktu yang Tan Sri Tengku Zafrul present tu, dia cakap cukai makmur tu cukai yang secara one off dia
Okay.
kenakan ke atas company yang keuntungan dia saya tak ingat berapa dia punya threshold,
1
tapi
million.
untuk okey, 1 million, tapi untuk first 1 million akan kena 24% dan selebihnya akan kena first 1 million 33%, selebihnya akan kena 24%, tapi itu secara one off.
Yes, yes, yes.
Tapi kalau saya tengok perbahasan lepas daripada tu ada sidang media, ada pembangkang cakap minta kerajaan perincikan lagi sebab tu akan menimbulkan kerisauan dekat investor, dan benda tu
Yes,
betul-betul jadi lepas Bursa Malaysia drop 20 points.
yes, yes.
Tapi waktu perbahasan saya tengok Pasir Salak cakap sebab dia kan sebelah kerajaan kan, so mungkin dia tahu backbenchers punya info. Dia
Okay.
cakap cukai tu cuma dikenakan dekat company yang dapat extraordinary profit.
Yes.
Sebab
Correct.
pandemik tu macam
Not
company
all.
macam Top Glove, Supermeats, Kosan,
Yeah.
Harta Lega. Kalau
Yes.
Malaysia cuma kena dekat Top Glove dengan Harta Lega je. Tapi
Yeah.
sebab diorang tak perincikan, so benda tu jatuh. Tapi saya tak tahu yang mana betul, sama ada semua company kena ataupun company yang macam Top Glove dengan Harta Lega je kena. Itu saya tak tahu.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tapi yang saya
Correct.
faham kalau ikut legal company akan kena kalau dia dapat atas daripada threshold untuk
Okay.
profit tu.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct. Okay. Good. Thank you. So yes. First of all, cukai makmur in English is windfall tax. Okay, windfall tax. Okay, so windfall tax maksudnya apabila in the event of crisis lah. Okay, so macam masa COVID baru ni, not all industry or companies yang badly affected. Ada yang making profit. In fact, making extraordinary profit, like you mentioned just now lah. Okay, so macam Top Glove yang buat sarung tangan untuk medical punya ni kan. Okay, Harta Lega kan. So since they are making extraordinary profit, okay, so it's good for government, okay, to basically tax them, okay, on the extraordinary, which is amount which is above the threshold lah. So ada threshold yang tertentu, ada amount tertentu lah yang akan itu. Okay, but first is it's a good step or move taken by the government lah. Okay, so basically we are still taxing the rich. Okay, so sekarang kalau income tax pun kita tax the rich, and also for the company also we tax the rich. So the rich tu yang making extraordinary profit out of the COVID pandemic lah. Okay, so you can relate this to the macroeconomy lah. Okay, macroeconomy, tax rate, fiscal policy, and then the GDP, gross domestic product. Okay, so the discussion for today. Okay, so last week punya discussion is the budget preparation. Okay, the budget preparation. So kita nak tengok macam mana budget tu being prepared. Okay, so sehinggalah being tabled by the Ministry of Finance. Okay, so sebenarnya benda yang dah berlaku last 2 weeks tu, last Friday tu adalah hasil daripada dia punya topik dia, your topik. Baca proses lah. Okay, baca proses tu. Okay, okay, so process, so basically deals with the Kita tengok. We are going to go very quickly on this ni lah, because I found this topic is not that apa tu important lah for this semester, due to apa tu the current development that we have in our country lah. Okay, so basically we are going to look at this one, budgetary process. Okay, so okay, so budgetary process for last week punya ni is the the planning. Okay, what need to be done by the apa tu the each agency of government. Okay, and kita nak tahu berapa besar bajet yang kita perlu sediakan untuk next year. Okay, 2022. Okay, allocations, we are talking about the allocation. Okay, okay, so you need to be able to explain what is meant by fiscal policy. Okay, fiscal policy, level of taxes influence the nation spending behavior and economic growth. Okay, level of tax. Okay, so taxes yang macam tadi, okay, kita ada new policy on the cukai makmur, windfall tax. Okay, so that is one of the level of taxes being proposed in the 2020 or 2020. And then based on economic priorities, okay, budget allocations, okay, can you name the areas in which government are focusing on for 2022? Area mana? Okay. Any guess from you? Area mana yang government basically looking into or give the apa tu give the emphasis on? Apa dia? Tourism, okay. I think tourism number 4 or 5. What is the main focus of the government now? It's related
Development, pelaburan.
It's related to the pandemic. Number one, okay. Number one is
vaccine.
Yeah, something like yes, on the healthcare. Okay, number one is the apa tu education. Okay, so sebab sekarang we are talking about the apa PDPR, the apa tu gadget for PDPR semua tu, and then number two is the health. Okay, so particularly on the vaccination program lah. Okay, so okay, so ada satu video nanti on the apa budget highlights lah. Okay, siapa tadi daripada yang cable news tu. Okay, and then okay, so satu budget allocation. Okay, so from the video you will see the apa tu the focus of the government. Okay, okay, yang the last one, yang bawah your apa tu your clip tu, Malaysian unveils expanded budget to spur post-pandemic recovery. Okay, so basically we are looking at the apa tu budget or allocation for health lah. Okay, so sekarang the target is to give at least 80% of the teenagers, okay, adolescent, vaccinated lah. Okay. So sebelum ni kita dah reach more than 90% of adult, okay, get vaccinated. Okay, and then untuk for 2020 to 2022, the target is to get the teenagers lah, 12 years and above, 12 to 18, to get vaccinated. Okay, so itu dimasukkan ke dalam 2022 punya allocation lah. So okay, so this is the biggest budget, okay, in terms of amount lah, yang government pernah propose. Okay, so it's understandable due to the pandemic, okay, dan juga beberapa faktor lah. Okay, so but the question is, daripada mana duit? Okay, kita ada merancang nak buat vaksin lah, nak bagi itulah, tapi banyak nak pakai duit, tapi persoalannya untuk next year, where can we get the funding? Okay, the source of income tu nak datang daripada mana? Okay, so one of them is from the windfall tax tadi lah. Okay, kita cukai syarikat-syarikat yang making extraordinary profit for 2021 lah. Okay, so budget, I think you can read on your own lah for this one. Okay, so basically we have federal, state, local government will come out with their own budget. I mean, how much money do they need to finance their activities and programs for next year? Okay. Okay, so masing-masing akan keluarkan berapa yang diorang perlukan. Okay, apa yang diorang nak buat, program apa nak buat. Okay, dan lepas tu akan bagi tahulah berapa banyak duit yang dia nak pakai. So dihantar kepada Ministry of Finance. Okay, and then national revenue, and then we match with the national expenditure. Okay, so senang cerita, kita ada plan nak buat apa, berapa banyak duit nak pakai. Okay, that one is national expenditure, and then we need to determine the national revenue or the source of revenues that we can gather, okay, in order to finance such budgeted expenditure. Okay. Okay, ini adalah proses. Okay, I don't plan to talk much about this one lah. Okay, and then because we have presentation approval of budget. Okay, so started with the request and submission of budget proposal. Okay, so semua department, semua kementerian akan bagi dia punya budget proposal dia. And then examination of budget proposal, okay, done in at Ministry of Finance punya stage lah. Okay, and then budget consultation. Okay, we want to hear from the experts lah, and then presentation yang telah dibuat oleh Minister of Finance, and then approval of budget. So ini adalah sekarang adalah proses approval of budget. Okay, so dia akan dibahaskan, okay, will be debated, okay, and akan diundi, okay, untuk menentukan bajet tu diluluskan ataupun tak. Okay. So nanti kita akan tengoklah last year pun ada sedikit kekecohan lah. Malaysian Parliament kan. So ada sedikit kekecohan berlaku masa budget approval tu. Ada pengundian, ada macam-macam lah, nanti kita tunggu. Okay. So kita harap proses tu akan berlaku dengan lancar lah. Kan. So last year maksudnya this year punya budget dulu bercakap pasal moratorium. Okay. Itu apa lagi, and then ada cash punya assistance, okay, nak bagi duit kepada rakyat as part of the penjana lah, something like that, okay, untuk bantuan kepada rakyat lah in terms of cash. Okay, so ada berlaku sedikit kekalutan lah, okay, last year untuk approve budget, tapi last kali approve juga kan. So we'll see, okay, what is going to happen this time around lah. Tengok macam mana. And kadang-kadang diorang pompang bising-bising, last kali tak ada apa pun. Approve, budget tu approve juga lah. Okay. Okay, so this is in nutshell the process. Okay, so basically the process started as early as January each year. Okay. So nanti masuk January 2022, diorang dah start nak prepare untuk untuk 2023 punya budget lah. Okay. Okay, so ni budgetary control. Okay, basically budgetary control, yes, we need to control to monitor the budget, but we have the deficit budget in the first place. Itu masalahnya kan. Okay, so nanti you will watch video on that will explain what is budget deficit and budget surplus. Okay, so apa tu budget deficit dan budget surplus, remedial action. Okay, apa lagi? So yang macam saya beritahu, saya tak nak lama-lama lah. Okay, fiscal accountability, management accountability. Okay, so accountability dah menjadi satu term yang wajib lah. Okay, when we talk about budget and also the government spending, so accountability, okay, so sentiasa dipertingkatkan. So that's why we have ada the idea of accrual budgeting, okay, to ensure and to improve the accountability of the government budget lah. Okay, in summary, so this is the, okay, so you have the budgetary control. Okay, so apa proses yang perlu dibuat, okay, the component, okay, so benda macam ni. Okay, so we done with budgetary process. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, let's begin with or touch a bit about the budgetary approaches. Okay, budgetary approaches. Okay, so basically kita bercakap pasal sejarah. Okay, pasal sejarah. Saya nak terus pergi kepada this one. Sebab kita ada banyak isu untuk di-discuss this one. Okay, so traditional budgeting basically berapa banyak duit ada, berapa banyak nak pakai, berapa banyak dibelanjakan. Okay, line item. So it's ni after the independence lah. Okay, 1950s kan. Okay, sampailah kita 1970 baru start ada lain sikit dia punya ni. Okay, so this is the evolution of budgeting system in Malaysia lah. Okay, so bergantung dia dipengaruhi oleh our development, our apa sebab sebelum ni kita ada apa 1950 69 ni baru merdeka, baru nak bertatih, nak merangkak, okay, and then bila ada 1969 1990 tu, okay, we have the program and performance budgeting, okay, kita start slowly, okay, barulah kita ada ada United Nation punya involvement kan, kita dah start stable, okay, and then modified budget 1990, okay, and, up until 2013, okay, so more delegation of duties, okay, modified budget lets managers manage, okay, ada expenditure target, okay, program agreement and section report, okay, so program evaluation barulah kita nak fikir, okay, duit sebelum ni kita just fikir, okay, kita nak pakai banyak ni, okay, this year dah duit dah diguna pakai sepenuhnya, okay, bagus, okay. So bila 90s tu dia dah start bercakap pasal, okay, duit habis, tapi in terms of the apa target group tu dapat tetap, okay, macam mana pembahagian allocation tu dibuat, okay, program evaluation setakat mana program yang kita buat tu, contohlah kalau dulu membasmi AIDS lah, katakan dululah, okay, membasmi AIDS ke membasmi penyakit berjangkit macam cacar semua tu kan, setakat mana benda tu berlaku, and juga saya suka relate dengan Kementerian Kesihatan punya bajet sebab benda tu kita boleh nampak secara mudah lah, okay. Contoh macam dekat sini dia ada 1980s punya ni adalah nak mengurangkan kematian di kalangan ibu bersalin, okay. So sekarang kita dah tak dengar sangatlah ibu bersalin meninggal ketika bersalin sebab kita tak ada satu sistem yang yang ampuh untuk membendung, okay. So we have basically overcome some of the diseases ataupun perkara yang kita tak boleh control in terms of healthcare lah, okay, and generalized expenditure control, okay. Lepas tu baru kita ada outcome based budget, okay, 2014, okay, kita start dengan we have the NKRA, National Key Results Area kan, yang kita pernah dengar KPI tu, okay, ni masa zaman Datuk Najib dulu lah, okay, dia set KPI, okay, so dia taklah blind dia ada target, okay, links budget with national plan, okay, so masa tu apa dia punya tu, dia transformation, okay, so kita nak transform apa, so that's why you have the apa nama tu UTC masa tu, okay, so they basically pull everything together in one place, okay, so dia sebab dia ada government transformation program GTP, okay, so bila kita nak buat UTC tu basically satu bajet yang besar lah yang perlukan sebab kita nak group nak pool semua benda dekat satu tempat, kena ada satu building, and then if you can remember or you aware of, dulu UTC beroperasi sampai malam, okay. UTC buat tempat buat apa sebenarnya UTC? Hello?
Urusan kerajaan, JPJ, immigration
Yes.
dan sebagainya.
Okay, UTC stands for?
Urban Transformation Center.
Urban Transformation Center. Okay, di situlah semua sebab Datuk Seri Najib punya ni dia nak transform apa tu public administration ni, okay, menjadikan mudah kepada rakyat. Okay, so that's why you have everything in one place. Okay, one stop center dipanggil. Okay, so dalam masa awak nak apa? Nak buat nak buat IC baru untuk anak yang umur 12 ataupun IC awak hilang, awak boleh juga at the same place pergi untuk renew your road tax. Lepas tu nak juga ada nak bayar PTPTN, okay, ataupun nak buat nak bayar hutang PTPTN ataupun nak bank in your duit dalam SSPN, okay, semua benda kat situ. Lepas tu nak pergi buat umrah ke, nak pergi luar negeri ke, immigration pun ada dekat situ. So dia memudahkan semua benda lah. Okay. Yang personally saya bersetuju dengan benda tu dan dia dilanjutkan masa dia, okay, sehingga 10 malam something like that kan. Even tabung haji pun beroperasi sampai malam. Okay. So bila malam adalah extra cost yang awak nak kena nak kena incur lah kan, nak bayar allowance, nak bayar gaji. Okay. So sebab masa tu banyak yang saya perasan ada student kita yang bekerja secara kontrak, okay, dengan tabung haji, yang jaga kaunter nak keluar duit, keluar masuk duit tu. Okay. So itu adalah peluang pekerjaan. Okay. So you just imagine kita nak buat satu UTC tu dengan semua benda ada, dengan berapa staff yang nak dipakai, staff tetap, allowance dia orang berapa, and then berapa banyak staff baru yang perlu diambil, staff kontrak berapa lama. Okay. So benda tu we are looking at the outcome of the program, okay, ataupun polisi yang kerajaan nak buat tu. So basically benda tu bagi saya mencapai objektif dia lah, memudahkan semua benda kepada rakyat. Baguslah bagi saya benda tu. And then so you have apa lagi, support system, okay, sistem support yang mana you need to have IT kan, semua benda dah di computerized. Okay, so that's why kita ada kad pengenalan yang ada chip kat dalam dia, you just masuk dalam tu and then you thumbprint benda yang macam tu. Okay, so semua tak ada, dia bukan paperless lah, dia paperless. Dah kurang penggunaan kertas. Okay, and then your emphasis on the quality. Okay, service delivery dia, kalau dulu sebelum ni nak buat kad pengenalan untuk anak umur yang baru tu lah kan, ataupun yang hilang, nak buat, you have to kena datang 2-3 kali. Okay, it will take forever lah. Nak buat macam dulu saya buat pasport pun hari tu juga, dan tu siap. Okay. Sebelum ni kita buat hari ni, kena buat dulu, ambil gambar semua, isi borang. Okay, lepas tu kena datang balik, kena tunggu dia call. Okay, dah siap, boleh datang balik. Lepas tu datang balik pula, kadang-kadang pegawai tak ada, ada masalah kat situ kat sini. Sekarang semua dah siap dalam masa lebih kurang sejam. Okay. So itu adalah outcome based punya budgeting. Okay. Example of lah. Okay. Okay. So we have moved basically from the traditional budgeting to outcome based, and then we are moving towards the accrual budgeting, which will basically akan ada new issues to be discussed lah later on. Okay. Okay, so we've done with that. Okay, now 12, if I think we should take a break for Zohor prayer and also ni lah lunch lah. So for your information, saya tak sempat nak breakfast tadi pun. Sempat je lah minum air sikit. Okay, so nanti kita jumpa balik at 2 lah, around 2. Okay, so sambil-sambil tu you can have time to basically godek-godek your apa tu apa nama tu clip, yes, clip, selalu lupa. So banyak benda sebenarnya yang saya dah upload dekat clip ni. Okay, so nanti kita akan tengok. Saya my approach is that I want to see the experience of the others lah, apa tu, especially the best practices. Okay, so that's why I bring forward the US government punya case. Okay, a discussion of the US government, and then you have the Indian government. Okay, then only we talk about Malaysian punya budget lah. Okay, so next after the break lah, we are going to discuss about the budget approaches. Okay, and the current issue now is the budget deficit, okay, and also the government debt. Okay, so sejak berlaku peralihan kerajaan, dah berlaku banyak perubahan pada national debt, okay, hutang negara, kan. So apa impactnya, apa kesannya bajet, okay, kepada national debt lah. Okay, so we are going to talk about that later on after the Zohor prayer and lunch break. Okay, so with that, I leave you with the clip to look at. Okay, and I'll see you guys again on apa tu ni lah, same, and then get the first article will explain about the budget reforms in Malaysia. Okay, so basically what you need to understand, what is the purpose of the reform, okay, what are the benefit of the reform towards or particularly on the proper governance of Malaysia as in our budgetary process. Okay, what are the budget reforms? So basically it talks about the one that we have discussed just now, the budgetary approaches. Okay, and then comes our issue for today, which is the budget deficit and government debt. Okay, so we are going to look at the experience or the development in US, okay, and then India. So you can watch the video. Okay, should be this one, should be lecture via video. 4, 5. Forgot to name it. India also. Lecture video 5, 6. Okay, and then we will look at the a comment from our tax expert, Mr. Amarjit Singh. He's from Ernst & Young, EY. So let's hear about his comment about the Malaysian budget lah. Okay. 7. And then the last one, lecture, video 8, will help you to understand how basically government is going to finance 2022 budget. Okay, let me give you the. Okay, please ask me questions. I want to hear questions and your response so that everybody will stay awake and it will be two-way communication between us, not only one way. The latest one, clip. I have edited the names of the file. Clip. Okay. Any questions? Okay, so please bear in mind that you need to understand first is the budget reform. Okay, what has been done, what is yet to be done. Okay, and then you need to understand the budget deficit and what is the its relationship to government debt. Okay. Okay, let's watch the. Okay, the Indian government video. Okay, so basically give you the answer about the why. Okay, direct answer lah. Indirectly give you the answer why government chose the timing for budget presentation or table in the parliament after 4 p.m. Okay, so you can get the answer from the Indian government video tu lah. Okay, and US government, you will be introduced with the deficits, surpluses, and the national debt. Okay, and then tax expert. Okay, so since the budget is about the tax policy and the fiscal policy, so you will need to watch the video in order for you to get the takeaway from our tax expert. And then what else? Okay, on top of the windfall tax that we discussed earlier on, there's also another source of tax or revenue for the government. Okay, which is the VAT tax or the nicotine tax. Okay, so government is currently trying to increase the tax from the nicotine. Okay, so nicotine tu cigarette, tobacco, and also the vape lah. Okay, so this is considered as new area of collecting debts at collecting tax, okay, for government punya revenue lah. Okay, and also if you watch the video, you will be exposed with what is the planning of the government, okay, in financing the 2022 budget. Okay, so among the approach taken is to issue bond. Okay, bond means you are taking more loans lah. Okay, but one of the officials, the Malaysian officials, claim that the debt or the bonds will be from the domestic. I'm not sure which domestic is domestic lah. Okay, maybe they are going to use the EPF, KWSP ke, okay, ataupun tak tahulah mana yang dia nak guna. Okay, but it is still debt to be borne by the rakyat. Okay. Okay, any questions? Macam cakap satu orang pula ni. Ada soalan? Tak ada?
Tak ada, Sir.
Tak ada, bagus. Okay, if you don't have questions, so I leave you to do your own work lah. Okay, basically to watch the video and to read the article. Okay, so I need you to submit me the article. It's not summary lah. Okay, so basically you have this article summary number 1. Okay, mana pula? What are the changes expected in terms of efficiency and effectiveness of government programs in the implementation of Malaysian budget reform? Okay, so what is the expectation? What are the areas that government trying to improve by employing the budget reform? Okay, so the keyword is the efficiency and effectiveness of government. Okay, if you read the article, you will find the answer. Okay, and then another one will be explain the short and long-term impacts of macroeconomic variables as per discussed in the articles. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, when we talk about the budget, also about the tax policy, the fiscal policy, okay, the tax rate, and it will give impact to the economy, okay, in the micro level lah, okay, macro level, in the general lah, okay, kan dah belajar micro, micro. Okay, micro you learn about the the supply and demand, okay, the curve, the asymmetry, something like that, kan. But in macroeconomy, we are talking about the GDP, gross domestic product, okay, the buffer stock, many other things lah. Okay, so budgeting, the national budget will give impact to the macroeconomic. Okay, so as you read the article, you will find the variables of macroeconomics. Okay, so to give you the idea of how important is the national budget, okay, each year, each time being presented or tabled by the Minister of Finance. Okay, so I want you to appreciate the what we call the importance of this budget towards the national prosperity, okay, the economy as a whole, and as the rakyat or the people of the nation individually. Okay, so that's why last task was to you give me the apa tu the expectation of your or what benefit does the budget 2022 give to you. Okay, so banyaklah benda yang disuarakan as a student. Okay, so you will enjoy some of the benefits. Okay, so okay, but I think it's time for me to let you go lah, provided that you are going to complete the assignment, okay, the task given for today, okay, article budgeting tu, okay. So please watch the videos, okay, during this remaining time lah. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos to watch. Okay, so the first one will be very short one. It's about 1 minute and a half macam tu je. Okay,